Hello, guys. Uh, Sheehan here again. I wanted to actually showcase a replay of how the Dogmatika deck performs in practice against opponents. And for this, I have a little bit of a guinea pig here. Um, Shout out to him, whoever he is. And we're going second against DDD. I'm gonna just showcase how the game is played here. So he's going Queen Machinex, get the contract, Kepler. We asked the contract because it summons from deck, and I thought it's pretty convenient because also this card wants to be popped, and therefore we can also limit his scales because if he has like if he already occupies one scale, he cannot use Gilgamesh to place another scale, as far as I know, which in this case happens. Here we preemptively summoned Fleur de Lis. Sadly, we drew Punishment, which is really bad for us because technically Punishment would be the best card in this situation to set, but in this case we have to set Beast. He's going into Ragnarok. This is the reason why I used Fleur de Lis right here. It's because Ragnarok would otherwise negate Fleur de Lis, and I don't want to do that because that would be kind of bad for us. Then Ragnarok is going to pop the Queen Machinex, and he's making Deus Machinex. Deus Machinex is a really annoying card for us because it negates any monster on the field, and he can do it once per chain, which is really dumb. So here we drew Ecclesia, which is the best top deck next to Nadir Servant. We normal summon Fallen of Albaz. We shouldn't have done this, by the way. This is just plain throwing the game. And here, Fallen of Albaz is discarding punishment. He gets attached by Deus Machinex, so Deus Machinex is another negate. And then he summons Queen Machinex, which pops our Quadogmatica Beast. Then we use Branded Fusion, fusing away an Albaz and Fleur de Lis the Thunderbolt because we don't have any targets on deck anymore to summon Titaniclad. This deck thins us a little bit so that we have better draws in our deck. Then Titaniclad and Fleur de Lis are going to attack over his negate. And then we're going to summon Ecclesia to search, but sadly as an imperm. We go end phase, and our opponent is in a little bit of a sticky situation because if he outs the Titaniclad, we get back to engine again. And Ecclesia is not easy to out for monsters that are pendulum summoned from the extra deck or summoned from the extra deck in general. Keep in mind, pendulum monsters summoned from the extra deck also cannot attack over Ecclesia, which is really funny. So he is going here, doing his stuff, summoning Siegfried for whatever reason, and then going for Kali Yuga to negate the Titaniclad because otherwise he cannot be over 37. And then he attacks over my Fleur de Lis. I top deck into a Ghost Spell, not really necessary, but Titaniclad is already all we need. And this is where a couple cool things happen. So we go battle phase, attack into his Kali Yuga, and then Titaniclad is in the end phase going to special summon Ecclesia. Ecclesia is going to search as the Fallen and the Virtuous, which then is going to pop the Kali Yuga, which is going to send Albion the Branded Dragon, which is going to set us another copy of the Fallen and the Virtuous. And now we can just let our opponent play. He's summoning Arc Crisis. I didn't know that this card is a thing. But in the battle phase, we're going to go Fallen and the Virtuous, and we conveniently have a Fallen of Albaz in our graveyard and a card in our hand. So we're going to summon Fallen of Albaz, discard, fuse away all his problem monsters into Stigmata Devouring Dragon, and Stigmata Devouring Dragon is going to shuffle away both the Quadogmatica Beast and a Fallen of Albaz from our graveyard, so that more top decks that we have are alive. But otherwise, we're definitely just in a winning position because he would have to out Stigmata Devouring Beast Dragon, which is unaffected due to us having an Ecclesia graveyard and an Ecclesia on field. And yeah, here we top deck Branded Opening, literally does nothing. We're attacking into his hand traps and whatever. And we're setting branded opening because it should be a bluff for an imperm. Then he sets another card because he didn't draw engine. He ashes our branded opening, which is fine for us. And then we're going to special summon Fleur de Lis. I sadly messed up the math. We're 200 below game, but that is fine for us because if he activates a Dark Contract, he literally has to kill us on that turn. Otherwise, he dies to his own Dark Contract. But here he just scoops because he cannot play. This is just one example of how the Fallen and the Virtuous and all the new support can interact with your opponent with Dogmatika. This is only a very quick video, but I wanted to quickly showcase how this deck functions. Um, Often enough, you will slow roll into other decks, even going second, because this is the best way how you can deal with boards. Just slow roll, depend on Ecclesia that you don't die, and then eventually gain enough advantage to win the game. So often enough, like games with this deck last like 6 to 8 turns, and you eventually just kill them by war of attrition. It's kind of like paleo in that case. I hope you guys enjoyed. See ya.